The two best models I think to start in 2025 are retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. Here's why. Online arbitrage and retail arbitrage are low investment, low risk, and great learning models. Now, if you're a complete beginner, I'm sure the word online arbitrage and retail arbitrage went right over your head. So here's a simple breakdown of both methods. OA, online arbitrage, is buying discounted products online from retailers like Argos, Currys, Boots, Superdrug, and then reselling back on Amazon for a profit. RA is physically going into stores, heading over to the clearance sections, scanning the barcodes, normally with a tool like SellerAmp, and hoping to find a profit. So a mix of online arbitrage and Amazon to Amazon is what I use to keep my business running from home. Now forget about Amazon to Amazon if you're a complete beginner, because it is a bit more of an advanced model which carries a lot more risk. So just put it on hold for a minute and focus on online arbitrage or retail arbitrage to learn the processes of selling on Amazon and finding good profitable ASINs. Section 2. Now what makes a good beginner product? So there are a few things that make a good beginner product. It would be consistent sales, a Keepa chart with some data that's over 180 days, as sometimes if it is less than 180 days, that product is quite new to Amazon and we don't know if the price is going to change anytime soon. I would stick to a sourcing goal of trying to only get products that are 30% return on investment or more. As you grow, you can lower this to adapt to your sourcing style, but when you're beginning, to keep that risk nice and small, I would source higher return on investment products just in case something goes wrong. Now I would stay under a £40 COG, which is cost of goods, which is the price you sourced your product at. The reason why I would stay under this as a beginner, once again, is to keep your risk nice and small. So if something bad did happen and you tested a few units and it went wrong and you had to sell it for a loss, or you couldn't sell it at all and you had to sell it on a third-party marketplace, then you've not lost loads of money, as some profitable products can go up to thousands of pounds in a cost of goods, which is great, but you definitely don't want to be doing that as a beginner since you could lose a lot of money. So now I'm going to show you exactly how you can find some storefronts to reverse source from to help you get started, learn the ropes, see what's selling, see what product categories are people selling in, and what type of sites people are sourcing from. If I was to start all over, this is the method I would use to learn as fast as possible. So for this method, the tools I would recommend are SellerAmp and Keepa. These tools are going to make your learning experience much quicker, much simpler, and to be honest, Keepa is 100% essential and SellerAmp is going to make your life much easier. Keepa is under £20 a month and SellerAmp is under £30 a month, so together it's going to cost you about £50 and you're going to be all good. I still want to use these two tools today, so all you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head over to keepa.com. Once you've downloaded it, of course, you're going to want to make sure you've got the Keepa browser extension, and you're going to want to make sure you've got the SellerAmp browser extension too. So you're going to want to head over to the data tab, product finder, and it's going to take you to a page like this. So once you're on this page, I've already inputted filters that you're going to need, but I am going to go through it, so don't worry, and I'm going to show you exactly how to add these filters so you can pull similar search results to what I have done in this video. So the first filter you're going to want to do is you want to go to new, and you're going to want to make sure it's from £5 and to the maximum price of £40. You can mess around with the two. You can mess around with your maximum price, but the lowest price I would probably sell at is £5, just because if you go any lower than that, the Amazon fee is going to eat into your profit. But if you're a complete beginner, I recommend doing this exact filter, £5 to £40. If anything goes wrong and you made a bad buy, you're not in the mud. Once you've inputted this, I would then scroll down to the category section, and for this video I'm going to do toys and games, but you can choose from any of these categories. I would stay away from anything that Amazon have made themselves, which is like Alexa, Amazon devices, Amazon Fire Stick, anything like that I would stay away from. Once you've inputted your chosen category, you're going to now want to scroll down to the offer count, and you will go down to the new FBA. Because we're focusing on FBA, I would keep this number from 15 from 10. You can mess around with it, of course, but for this video I'm going to do from 15, and we know that this is only going to pull results that 15 or more FBA sellers are on, which is going to higher our chances of finding more profitable ASINs to test buy, because there's a good indicator that they are doing arbitrage. So for the last filter I would put is scroll down to the bought in past month, which is just here near the bottom. I would go from, you can go from 50, but I'm going from 100 in this video. You can play around with it, and every time it's going to pull you different results. The reason we do this is because if we know it's selling and we made a bad buy, we can liquidate quite easily. Now, if you look in the bottom right hand corner, your current filter matches is 105 products, which is nice and filtered down. You're going to want to hit the blue rectangle box and find products. Now it's going to take you to a page like this. You're just going to want to head over to the Amazon page once you've chosen a product you want to look at the sellers on. I'm going to choose this Lego parrot. Once you're on the Amazon page of the product that you want to look at the sellers on, your SellerAmp will pop up on the right hand side, and you're going to want to look through. You want to find a seller that you want to reverse source from. I would recommend keeping the review count above 10 and below 300 just while you're beginning. So we're going to pick this guy here. You just want to click on the FBA box. It's then going to take you straight to their storefront, and you want to scroll through and look what products you want to search for on Google. Let's use this product as an example. The first things you're going to want to look at is what is he selling it at? What is the buy box price at? So he's priced above by what, £1.50 more. Look how many offers are on there, which is how many sellers are on this listing. Make sure it's not too high because the price is more than likely going to tank. Of course, it's selling well. The BSR is really low. And if you look at this little graph that we have here, the price is pretty consistent at £6. So if there's something you want to look for, you want to hit Google, and it's going to take you to the Google page. And then you're going to want to start searching through to see if you can find this product at a good enough price to sell back at £6. If you have a look here, my max cost is £2.92. So you're going to want to be looking for around about £2.90. And if you can find that, then it's for sure worth going on to the next step that I'm going to show you now. I would then go back to the Amazon page, scroll down to Keepa. The buy box price is nice and consistent. I would want to make sure I go back to the year, look at the offer count, and make sure there's no sharp sudden drops, like on screen, as an example of what I mean. And if there is like a cliff edge, that means the brand has issued an IP to the sellers. It can be a headache to get this off of your account sometimes, and your account health will drop. So you're going to want to avoid these listings as much as you can by looking at that offer count check. Now, if I'm ungated in this brand and there's no recent IPs and I've found it for a good enough price to sell it back at the buy box price for a good enough profit that meets my sourcing criteria, then I'm for sure going to test a few units. Start small. It's okay to have small wins. Build up the evidence, which will then build up your confidence. Over time, you will continue to keep getting better and better and better. And of course, the more time you do sourcing, the better you are going to get at it. Focus on building momentum and keep compounding your wins. If you're starting Amazon FBA, I've put together a free starter pack in my FBA community. It includes a simple profit tracker sheet so you can track your monthly profits without having to pay for a software like Seller Toolkit to track your profits. When you first begin, you want to keep your expenses as low as possible if you have a small budget to start with. Not only that, you'll also get a purchase tracker to help you stay organized with your stock, track what your current spend is for the month, and make sure you're checking in all your inventory correctly. And don't worry, it also comes with simple guides that show you exactly how to use these sheets within your Amazon FBA business. The link to join is down below. It's completely free. I'll see you on the inside. OA and RA are for sure the best places to start. Make sure you're using Keepa to check everything before you even make a purchase. Also, I think reverse sourcing is one of the best places to start. I would argue it's the best place to start as a beginner. It shows you what other sellers are stocking, and if you do it correctly, it can pull some great leads. Make sure you're not overbuying and testing small, and learn from your mistakes, and also learn what's selling and what you can continue to keep replenishing. Also, what sort of graphs to look for in the future to continue to keep finding winners. Now, I encourage you to start taking action and begin sourcing. You've got this. Now, if you have found a product and you aren't too sure whether it's worth testing a few units and you would like someone to have a second look at it, feel free to go into the link in the description, join the free FBA community. I am more than happy to help you decide if it is something worth testing. And of course, if you have any other questions, feel free to drop by. It's free and beginner friendly.